Always start with the pre-process, the actual process, and then a whole list of post-process that is carried on. And in the development, right from the start, you have to know what the pre-process has to do, what the process has to do, and what are the post-processes. But unfortunately, as time goes, things changes. The post-process changes, the pre-process changes, or even the process changes. Therefore, every change requires all three to be changed at the same time before you can get what you want.
Before you can get
the result that you want. So what we wanted to do was to be able to separate these three components so that they are not tightly coupled.
They are not
tightly coupled, so that each component can be developed without having to know what the next components require or what the component has to do or what is the result. Okay? So this is what we call an event-driven architecture or event-driven solution.
Example, you need to give specific example of a specific process.
So for example,
credit card process.
An event like when you go to an ATM, you draw money, right? And the dispenser jam. That is an event, right? In today's environment, when a dispenser jam, the dispenser have to send a message to the processor that I want to reverse the transaction, I want to do this, and it stops there. And who is to inform the customers or the support crew to go and fix the ATM? Okay, so the whole idea is when events like that happen, the ATM should be only concerned about his part of the event, which is the event dispenser jam. Right? So I will just send out a message to say event dispenser jam. What happens after that is not my concern. Okay? So the PPS event manager is supposed to take that and say, in an event where an event dispenser jam, what are the services that I need to do? And that's where
No, that is your system. You must describe a problem first. A solution is to solve a problem, because I don't see what the problem is.
So, for example, in the event that the dispenser jam, okay, in today's environment, it is programmed in to say that when an event dispenser jam, the service is to send a reversal transaction,
okay,
to the whole system. But let's say now, in a service-oriented environment today, right, instead of sending a reversal transaction, the bank says, I want to park it into suspend first. Right? And at the same time, I want to send a message to the party servicing my ATM that this one has jammed, can you go and look at it? And also to inform the customers, the event dispenser jam, we will be looking at it and reversing it. In the meantime, the next nearest ATM is here. Right. What does it mean? It means now I have to actually change the front-end program, the back-end program, and the notification program. So what we try to do is say, now as an ATM, you look after your part of the event. You just say event dispenser jam. Okay? As far as the whole system goes, I just have this list of transactions that you choose to do. Okay? The event manager, you then take this and say,
louder, overall voice louder. The event manager, louder.
The event manager
louder.
Allow you to define. Okay, what are all the services you want for this event?
Yes.
And the event manager, because it's rule based, you can change the rules. Okay, of the services. So for example, today you want to reverse, tomorrow you want to suspend. Basically, then you define the service in the event manager to say I want to
louder,
suspend instead of reverse. And then at the same time, now I say, I want to add additional services for this event. Okay, so then I can define a service to say I want to inform the customer this has happened, but don't worry, we will take care of it. And in the meantime, if you have problem, this is the next place to go to.
Okay.
And I now have also want the additional services to inform the person supporting the ATM that this has happened, please go and take a look at it, check it. Okay. So by doing that, basically what we are saying is, now in development, the event generator the person who generates the event should only think of what are the events they need to generate and focus on producing the user interface for that event. Okay? Subsequent to that, what happened to that event when it happens, what are the services required can then be defined and can be changed as and when required. Okay? And who is the consumer of the event can also be different. That means, for example, today, the consumer of the event may be this particular processing system. Tomorrow, it may be another system. Okay? Or today, consumer of the event may be just one system, but tomorrow I also want to send alert, or I may want to have a subsequent follow-up action. I can also generate that as part of the event generator or event manager. Okay. So if you look at this, basically what we are saying is, event generator can be any front-end application, can be a core application, can be a data store, which means a database application, or machine sensor. In today's environment, what we call this, Internet of Things, there are more and more sensors coming out. And sensors, their job is basically to send out signal that they have sent. So for example, a heat sensor will say high temperature, above 100 degrees. But
louder overall voice.
But what
louder, sorry, Mr. Teng.
Actions to be taken when that happens.
Okay.
Who defines it? Right. If you build that as part of the sensor, then that sensor can only be used for that purposes. Okay? But for us, by having this event generator, once you send this, depending on the situation and the rules, I can set different services. So for example, if I get to say 100 degrees, depending on where the environment is, if it's a room and you want the aircon to go on, I can send a simple message to say on the aircon. But if it's
I would prefer, if you're talking about ATM just now, you continue using ATM example. So sensing the parameters within the ATM instead of air condition and unless it's connected to the ATM.
Okay.
Maybe power on or power off sensor, yeah?
Because we are just trying to cover different channels of events coming in.
I know, but you're speaking to bank, right?
Yes. Okay. So basically, like I said, the event generators can be from any channels that send the events, right? And the whole idea is for the event generator to be able to act independently and to take care of being able to provide the interface to generate the events. Okay? So for example, in the event, another example is, for example, in the e-commerce world today, a person go into an e-commerce site to get a fixed deposit. Right? By right, we should be just buying a fixed deposit. Right? Why is it so complicated that I have to go and open the accounts? Right?
Correct.
To me, I just click buy fixed deposit. This is the one I choose. It should come in as an event to my event manager. Say, this guy wants to buy a fixed deposit. What do I need to do? So then the service is, I go and open an account, I go and generate a fixed FD for you, I send it through emails. All those are services by the event manager. Okay, so in this example, in this diagram, basically what you see is, we have the event generator, we have the event delivery. The event can be delivered to us through our SDOS, DSPC, or event forwarder.
Here, read from here, if you're reading.
And basically that event